Here in this video we are discuss about memory layout of C programming that include test segments, initialized data segment, uninitialized data segment, stacks and heap. Next we are discussing memory allocation that includes malloc function, realloc function and then free function. Next environment variables, home variable etc. Then we are discuss about two different functions, set jump and long jump functions. Then get or limit and set or limit functions. Then how kernel supports for the process. Finally, we are discuss about parent and child relationship after the fork that we are discuss in this video that is continued from the previous video. Here we are discuss about memory layout of a C program. A C program has been composed of the following pieces. First one, test segment. The machine instructions that the CPU executes. Usually the test segment is only the single copy needed to be in memory for frequently executed programs such as text editors, the C compilers and the shells and so on. Also the text segments is often read only the present a program from accidentally modifying its instructions. Second one, initialized data segment, usually called simply the data segment containing variables that are specifically initialized in the program. For example, C declaration statement. Int max count is equal to 99 appears outside any function causes the variable to be stored in the initialized data segment with its initial value. Next one, uninitialized data segments, often called BSS segment, named after an assembler operates that stood for block started by symbols. That's called BSS. Data in this segment is initialized by the kernel to arithmetic 0 or null pointer before the program starts executing the C declarations. For example, long sum array 1000 appears outside any function causes this variable to be stored in the uninitialized data segments, because sum of 0000 to sum 999 till 1000 variable are appeared this function using the name is called sum of a type long. Next we move discuss about stack, where automatic variables are stored along with information that is saved each time a function is called stack. Each time function is called, the address of where the return of the certain information about the caller's environment, such as some of the machine registers are saved on a stack. A newly called function then allocate room on the stack for its automatic and temporary variables. This is how recursive function in C can work. Each time the recursive function call itself, the new stack frame is used. So one set of variables does not interfere with the variable of another instance of the functions. Here stack is first in first out format. You want to store the information and retrieve the information when function call appears. When function is called, the normal process of address is hold on to the stack and control transfer to the function. Function executes and return statement once again back, then pop up the previous stored information from the main and start the normal process of the program execution. For that we are using stack. There are two different type of stack. One is memory stack, that processor that contain these type of stacks, and then memory stack is there. In that memory stack, information is stored from n-1 to 0th location. It holds the information because the processor stack or register stack that contain less of information. If it is more information required, then they want to store the information in memory stack. That one thing you remember, that should be stored from n-1 to 0 location. Usually contents of memory should be stored from 0 to n-1. Then we move towards heap. What is called heap? Where the dynamic allocation usually takes place. Historically, the heap has been located between uninitialized data and the stack. Nothing but wherever need to go for using dynamic memory allocation is required, there we are go for this type of heap. Nothing but we go for using the value should be hold at the time of runtime, not at time of compilation of time of the program. This figure shows how memory is allocated. First is started from higher address, then go to the lower address. Usually text information hold in lower address and initialized data also available in lower address. Then these two are combined. It's called read from the program file by at time of execution. Then uninitialized variable data are called BSS, are called the BSS programs. Uninitialized to 0 by at time of execution. Initially the value should be hold in the form of 0. Later new value should be hold, that value should be hold onto that location. Then we move towards heap. Heap is once again that is referenced by dynamic allocation usually takes place. That is should be taken from this side, from heap to the stack, then stack information should be taken out from higher to the lower address side. Then some of the information be hold in the some other location, that is called command line arguments and environment variables. They can hold in separate memory location. This is how the memory is allocated for different types of pieces of the information should be hold in the memory locations. Discuss about memory allocation. ISO C specifies three functions for memory allocations. One is malloc, which allocates a specified number of bytes of memory. The initial value of memory is indeterminate. Next one, calloc, which allocates space for specified number of objects of a specified size. The space is initialized to all 0 bits. Third one, realloc, which increases or decreases the size of previously allocated area. When the size increases, it may involve moving the previously allocated area somewhere else to provide the additional room at the end. Also, when size increases, the initial value of the space between the old content and the end of the new area is indeterminate. Here the following are the prototypes of all three functions. All three are returns void type and they are referred by a pointer function. All three returns non-null pointer if okay, null and error. Then one more function we have studied here, void free return in the form of pointers. Here return the free function always whatever the memory allocated by any of the above three functions, that will be free, and then that location should be reallocated for further references. The pointer returned by three allocation function is guaranteed to be suitably aligned so that it can be used for any data objects, because three types of allocate functions return a generic void star pointer if that includes a standard library header file, nothing but obtain a function prototypes. We do not explicitly have to cache the pointer returned by these functions. When we assign it to a pointer of different types, the function free causes space pointer pointed by a PTR to be deallocated. This freed space is usually put into pool of variable memory and can be allocated for later call to one of the three allocation functions. Usually realloc function let us increases or decreases the size of previously allocated area. For example, if we allocate the room of 512 elements in an array, that we fill it at the runtime but find that we need to room for more than 512 elements, we can call realloc. If there is a room beyond the end of the existing region of the requested space, then realloc does not have move anything else. It is important to realize that most implementation allocate a little more space than a requested and use the additional space for record keeping the size of allocated block, a pointer to the next allocated block, and the like. This means that writing past the end of allocated area could overwrite this record keeping information in a later block. These type of errors are often catastrophic but difficult to find, because error may not show up until much later. Also, it is a possible overwrite this record keeping by writing before the start of allocated area. These versions of the functions are often specified by including a different types of library and link editors, libraries for link editors. There are also publicly available source that you can compile with special flags to enable additional runtime checking. Here we discuss about environment variables. The environment strings are usually of the form name is equal to value. The Unix kernel never looks at these strings. Their interpretation is up to the various applications. The shell, for example, use numerous environment variables. Some, such as home and user, are not automatically at the login, and others are for us to set. We normally set environment variable in a shell startup file to control the shell's performance. The function that we can use to set and fetch the values from the variables are setenv, putenv, and getenv functions. The prototype of these functions are include sto.h, character star get environment that contain constant character name, returns a pointer to value associated with the name, null if not found. Usually we consider get environment function. Always use get env to fetch the specific value from the environment instead of accessing an env directly. In addition to the fetching the value of environment variable, sometime we may want to set an environment variable or add a new variable to the environment. The prototype of these functions are #include stdio.h, int put env a character type, int set env of constant character type, and also value int variable rewrite the size. Int unset env, also one more function. All these functions return 0 if it is okay. Non-zero, that shows an error. Then put env function takes a string of the form name is equal to value and place it in the environment list. If name already exists, its old definition is first removed. Next one, set env function sets the name to value. If name is already exist in the environment, then if rewrites is non-zero, the exist definition for a name is first removed. Otherwise, if rewrite is 0, the exist definition for name is not removed, name is not set to the new value and no error occurs. The third one, our next one, unset env function removes any definition of name. It is not an error if such a definition does not exist. Here, like this, we are consider environment variable defined in a single Unix and specifications. Some of the examples we are consider: single Unix specification, variable name, columns, terminal width, date msk, get date, template file path name, home, it is a home directory, lang, name of local A. Like that, we are consider different type of the environment variable here.